Jesse Jackson, A Voice for Justice, Equality, and Political Power Introduction. In the decades following the Civil Rights Movement, a new generation of leaders emerged, determined not only to secure legal equality, but to transform political and economic power in America. Among them stood a man whose voice carried from the streets of protest to the halls of presidential politics. Jesse Jackson, a preacher, activist, strategist, and presidential candidate, Jackson built a bridge between the struggles of the 1960s and the political ambitions of a new era. He expanded the movement beyond civil rights into voting rights, economic justice, and global human rights. This is the story of Jesse Jackson, a man who turned protest into political power. Chapter 1. Roots in the Segregated South. Jesse Louis Jackson was born on the 8th of October 1941 in Greenville. During the height of segregation, he grew up in a society defined by Jim Crow laws, where opportunities for Black Americans were limited and discrimination was enforced by law. Despite these barriers, Jackson excelled academically and athletically. He attended North Carolina A&T State University, where he became involved in student activism and civil rights organizing. It was here that his path intersected with one of the most influential leaders of the 20th century. Chapter 2. Apprentice to a Movement. In the early 1960s, Jackson became involved with the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, founded by Martin Luther King Jr. Under King's leadership, Jackson participated in major civil rights campaigns, including protests in Birmingham and Selma. He quickly distinguished himself as a powerful speaker and organizer. Jackson was present during some of the movement's most defining moments, including the events leading up to King's assassination in 1968. After King's death, many wondered who would carry the movement forward. Jesse Jackson was among those who stepped into that space. Chapter 3. Operation Push and Economic Justice. In 1971, Jackson founded Operation Push in Chicago. The organization focused on economic empowerment, encouraging Black businesses, advocating for fair hiring practices, and pushing corporations to invest in minority communities. Jackson understood something critical. Civil rights without economic power was incomplete. He used boycotts, negotiations, and public pressure to demand change from major corporations, helping open doors for Black professionals and entrepreneurs. His message expanded the movement from desegregation to economic justice. Chapter 4. A National Political Force. By the 1980s, Jesse Jackson had become a national figure. In 1984, he made history by running for President of the United States. His campaign was not just symbolic, it was strategic. Through his Rainbow Coalition, Jackson brought together African Americans, Latinos, labor unions, farmers, and poor communities of all races. His message was bold. Build a coalition of the marginalized and transform American politics. Though he did not win the nomination, his campaign energized millions of voters and expanded political participation. In 1988, he ran again and came even closer, winning several primaries and proving that a Black candidate could compete on a national stage. Chapter 5. From Protest to Policy. Jesse Jackson's campaigns changed the political landscape. He helped increase voter registration among minority communities and push the Democratic Party to address issues like poverty, education, and inequality. His influence extended beyond elections. Jackson became a global advocate for human rights, traveling internationally to negotiate the release of hostages and political prisoners. From Cuba to Syria, he used diplomacy and moral authority to intervene in international crises. He transformed the role of a civil rights leader, bringing activism into global politics. Chapter 6. Controversy and Criticism. Like many influential figures, Jackson's career was not without controversy. His outspoken style and political ambitions drew criticism from opponents and sometimes even allies. Some questioned his tactics. Others challenged his leadership. But Jackson remained a central figure in the fight for justice, unapologetic, persistent, and visible. His ability to navigate both praise and criticism reflected the complexity of leadership in a changing America. Chapter 7. Continuing the Fight. Through the 1990s and into the 21st century, Jesse Jackson continued his work through the Rainbow Push Coalition, formed by merging his earlier efforts. He advocated for voting rights, education reform, workers' rights, and healthcare access. He also remained active in protests, speaking out against police brutality and systemic inequality. Even as new leaders emerged, Jackson's presence served as a reminder of the movement's continuity from the streets of the 1960s to modern struggles for justice. Chapter 8: Legacy and Impact. Jesse Jackson's impact can be seen across multiple generations. He helped pave the way for future Black political leaders, including figures who would eventually reach the highest levels of government. His presidential campaigns demonstrated that national leadership could look different, that it could reflect the diversity of America. More importantly, he expanded the definition of civil rights. He connected race, class, and global justice into one unified struggle. Conclusion: a voice that still echoes. Jesse Jackson's life is a testament to the power of persistence. From the segregated South to the national political stage, he carried forward the legacy of the civil rights movement, adapting it, expanding it, and pushing it into new arenas. He reminded America that justice is not static, it must be pursued, defended, and reimagined with every generation. Jesse Jackson did not just follow history. He helped shape it, and his voice calling for equality, dignity, and unity still echoes today.